Many Republicans showed their colors after the bridge fell. Of course, instead of looking at it as the tragedy that it was, they immediately try to make it, one, either a border issue, or two, a DEI issue. The inclusion and equity and inclusion sort of stuff, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you know what? A lot of these things get traction because after these Republicans make these silly statements, many of our reporters, sensible reporters, smart reporters, they go ahead and they pick it up and then they bring it to the other side to get that other side's opinion. When if they just left it to wander out there and simply not regard it as any value statement, it would not go away, but at least it wouldn't raise to the level of having any importance. Well, you know who did a great job today? Maryland governor. What he did is he simply disregarded the question when asked by Dana Bass, who I don't know why she asked the question, but he deflected that question right to what his concerns are supposed to be. And he made those Republicans who made the statement look quite little. I'm not going to worry myself with foolishness. Check the way he handled it, then we'll take it on the other side.
Governor, some Republicans are trying to blame the bridge collapse on policies that encourage workplace diversity. A Utah state representative who is running for governor tweeted, quote, "This is what happens when you have governors who prioritize diversity over the well-being and security of citizens." Another Republican running for Congress in Florida posted, "DEI did this." What's your response?
My response is I have no time for foolishness. I'm locked in. I'm making sure that we can get closure and comfort to these families. I'm making sure that we're going to keep our first responders safe who are doing heroic work. I'm making sure that we are going to open up this channel and be able to get boats and ships and get our economic engine going again. I'm making sure that we're taking care of our people, to include our first responders and families and small businesses who have been impacted by this. And I'm making sure that we are going to get the key bridge rebuilt. I have no time for foolishness, and so I'm not going to delve into it.
You call it foolishness. The mayor of Baltimore seemed to go in a different direction. He is Black, and he was described in an online post that got millions of views as the DEI mayor. He responded by saying, "We know what they say, what they want to say, but they don't have the courage to say the N word." Is this racism?
My focus on making sure these families are getting the comfort and the closure that they need, making sure that our first responders are getting the supports that they need, making sure that we can get these channels open, and making sure that we can get this key bridge rebuilt. I frankly do not have time to be able to deal with anything else. I'm locked in, and I'm focused on what matters right now.
Well, that makes sense, and that is understandable, and we should not lose sight of the human cost here. 6 people lost their lives, all of them immigrant workers, families that loved them. They relied on them, and our thoughts are with them and their loved ones.
A lot of the problems we have in this country, yes, it's because we have some bad politicians, evil politicians that would say anything when they believe that will rile their base up and bring out the carnalities, the racist, sexist, homophobic, misogynistic, xenophobic, all these types of things that it riles up in some of their constituents. They know it would, and they do that. But you can only add fire to that if you go ahead and give it wind. And that is what the mainstream media too often do with this. They give it wind. And that's what Dana Bass and CNN were doing when they asked Wes Moore the question. But Wes Moore, in his always very calm and assertive manner, didn't answer the question in that regards and just said what he needed to say. And he did the right thing. He did not fall for the bait to go tit for tat so that they can say, well, Wes Moore said that. No, it's over. Wes Moore's doing the job.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.